The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the host of the podcast are for entertainment and creating meaningful discussions and debates in today's society. It is not real, sometimes not factual, so we are not disrespecting anybody's views, opinions, or beliefs. Let's get into it.
So many things you gotta think of, bro.
What happened now?
Now it was give us a time as if we were drummers. Otherwise, anyways, man, welcome to Shangolal and Friends.
Yeah, Shangolal and Friends. So,
Shangolal.
I'm sure everybody is thinking how that name came about. So, there was no name.
Yeah, there was no name.
There was no name. So he wanted to call it Ngolosi and Friends.
I mean, it would have been better, yes.
Yeah, but like it's gonna be difficult for certain people to pronounce. Eh?
It's not Daba.
Eish.
It's not Daba, though.
Don't cater for nobody.
Hey, but we also have to learn how to pronounce a lot of
Our whole life.
our whole life.
Till today, we still try to pronounce certain English words.
So,
But
those are your clan names. Shongololo and Ngolosi are like
Yeah.
your clan names.
Even with
Oh, no,
certain
Shabazan. No,
names.
Shabazan and Friends.
Hey, gang, yo, that sounds brutal, man. That sounds so brutal.
That sounds like a sickness you can't recover from. That sounds like, what's wrong with you? Hey, bro, I have Zabaza.
If we said I feel like it's Labaza.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
as soon as you
hell
tell
no.
people, they're like, yo, so
Ah, man.
Nah, cause I think even for like person names, man, like you know this one, Pogo. That's
Yeah,
the one
it's
for
just
me.
But
Like.
you know, isn't it Amas? No, my put. Is it
They
Hey,
Amas?
you see
always
that
have a
debate?
confusion. That debate is
That debate.
Well,
belongs to
like
them.
Ilabas.
Yeah, if you go to Umtata and Queenstown, they'll say different things.
Yep.
One will say it's Amas, and then one will say it's Amas with Uput, or one will say it's Uput. It's
Oh,
just-
is it? What can you say? It's in Queenstown.
we went to
Yeah.
Queenstown.
So Queenstown says something, and then what's this?
Umtata.
Cockstad.
East London. East London.
But no Cockstad. Now, but they say something
Yeah.
different.
They said something. We also went to East London. East London also, we were like, hey, yeah, we had Umpogok, and then so they were also like, no, it's this. So everybody comes up with something.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, man, welcome to the first episode of many. I'm not really gonna tell you guys what this whole thing is about, because I think you're gonna be the one that's kind of gonna show us what you want to see and what you want to hear. But definitely, there's gonna be a little bit of more some dance stuff. But this time, we're not actually dancing, but we're speaking about the industry. We're speaking to certain people that have been in the industry, and people that are actually in the industry, and people that contribute towards the industry as well. Then lifestyle, which today's conversation is mostly about. Like,
Sure.
and when we say lifestyle, we're literally talking about just life, man. Like, you know, like
Impy.
it's like,
Yeah.
especially as I'm out. Like, I feel like a lot of people are chatting about. You know, like the normal stuff, but they're not really touching the. Hey, man, you can't line now with my business menus, man. My clients are man.
Why did you put your phone in vibration, man? Come on now, hey.
Come on, businessman.
Hey.
But yeah, man, like,
International numbers.
So
Yeah.
we're keeping it authentic. I was
Wow.
just testing the guy. We're keeping it real.
I know it's cut loot.
Yeah, with international
Apart from
numbers.
Sunday, But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
that's nice.
Yeah, so first episode, one of my closest friends, not even one of my closest friends, and we really wanted to.
Thank you for
talk
saying
about-
that. I
Huh?
was about to ask which other closest friends do you have, nigga? You have new friends.
And we
This
really,
guy's moved places.
oh my
man.
gosh, and we really
Yeah.
wanted to speak about
Mm.
friendship, right? Friendship, which is something that I feel like Abantu guys don't like to talk about it. We always say that there's the guy code, there's guy codes, but there isn't really a book for the guy code. Is there, man? I know you're a reader. Have you read a book?
To be honest, I don't completely know if there's a book, but there is a show on MTV
Is it?
called Guy Code and Girl Code.
Yeah.
that-
I've seen
that's
it,
a
I've
very
seen it,
funny
I've seen it.
But
I've
also,
seen it, yeah.
Nalapo, is it like more? Is it about the friendship or is it about
It's
just guys in general?
No, they just throw in different topics, and then they ask, what do you think is in terms of Guy Code? You know, what do you do here in this
Yeah.
situation?
So it's not it's not friendship based.
It's not exactly friendship based. It's just a generic Guy Code.
Yeah.
How different people view Guy Code, I guess.
Yeah, well, so my thing is, Shruti Kuninkinga, where we're not really speaking about how can we keep friendship. You understand? Because we always meet up with people and we do and when we do, they're surprised that we're still friends.
Sure.
It's true. The friendship topic has changed over the years because either people that want new friends are having a problem,
Yeah.
or they'll say, "Hey, I had a friend of 10 years," and sometimes it's like weird, something small happens, and then quickly the friendship is
Division.
Exactly.
Because you even talk about friendship. I had this one friend from Botswana. You know who he is?
Banu King, lo?
No. OVO. I know that like a bit of a problem with one of his friends. And when I asked like what happened, he's like, "Hey bro, I don't know." Like just like a tiny thing, I don't know. When you ask like the guy what happened, the guy be like, "Hey man, I was just going through my own things, da 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 da." And literally they broke off for like a good like a year or two. They only came back to being friends again recently.
And it sounds like it's okay to like not be friends with your friend for some time. I don't know if
That's actually really
we have some
like,
fans.
That's actually really true and very weird. I'm not gonna lie.
I think people's context of I think we like most people online we have a lot of relationship talks, but not friendship talks.
Oh man.
So I think that's one. There's a lot of investment there, and then two, friendships are really like relationships in a sense that I think sometimes people bring their either their past hurts or friendships that had in the past, or, and they become okay with what you're saying. They become okay with how when certain things happen, it's like, you know,
it's
it's just fine.
but on just to give people an idea, like we've been friends for about like 15 plus. I think it's 15 plus
bro.
Somewhere there.
Hey bro,
it's a double digit.
Hey bro, it's a double digit. I know that for a fact.
Yeah,
We've been
definitely.
moving.
Yeah.
Well, me and Omar knew each other from high school.
Yeah.
Early high school years. That's
Yeah, apparently you guys were best friends by then.
Yeah, it's weird. Our friendship was weird because we were friends, especially at the beginning. But Danzo kind of brought us even closer because I had friends, and I think you also had friends that you came with from a primary.
Okay, that I did not know.
Yeah, we actually never really did. So when I got to the school, I didn't have many friends from primary actually because my primary wasn't close. So I think you had friends from primary. You were 2 grades above me. When I got there, you already had friends. But I think...
As being at Zotene, Wafe,
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm literally waiting for them to say, "Oh snap, nigga failed."
No. Not even. I'm actually trying to think about it now. I think in my grade there was no scheme.
Yeah.
So when I met them, I obviously saw what we all gravitated towards hip hop and music.
Yeah.
And then obviously it was dance, and now eventually it was dance. And then that's how I think because they knew you, I ended up going to your circle, and then
That but it was funny. Now, but I don't think I was shocked we went to the same primary school when they told me. Because I'm was in primary.
Oh, you were the cool kid that didn't know all
fake. So man,
come on now.
They were just
you were that guy, son. You were him.
They were just your subjects.
You were him. You were him with the.
I was a head boy. I was way cool. Yeah, I was a head boy in primary.
That's a lie. That is a goddamn lie. That is a lie. I'm sorry. That is a lie.
I promise
that is a lie.
You don't see
what does a head boy do?
You do not see me.
Wait, what does a head boy do?
You don't see.
This guy's not answering me.
No, I can't go. I can't go.
What does a head boy do? I need you to tell me.
In society, this is how people look down on you.
This guy's not telling me. Why is this guy not telling me? What does a head boy do?
Actually, I think he's right.
I even had an East Coast radio thing. I was called back to the school.
Okay, fine. Listen, wait, my guy. I hear.
I went to Greyville Primary.
Greyville Primary? I didn't get to Greyville.
The guy. That's so humble.
I thought you were, but I thought you went to Effingham, bro. Effingham Primary.
No, I didn't. That's why I'm saying with me now. Greyville is obviously on the one side of town. When I came this side, there was no people from where I was from.
People, but since 15 years, when guys, friends like these.
So basically, we're doing an episode on friendship.
That's how I went primary school.
What school did you go to? Effingham. But Effingham, but I don't be there like, no. No.
Oh, we would have lost. We would have lost that boat trip.
I'll be there like, ah.
Or we would have lost that boat trip.
Oh
that,
my
that
God.
cruise ship ride would have been
Okay.
done.
So just we're finding out some stuff here. Fun fact, I was a prefect, but very late.
Wait, what do you mean? As
In
like,
primary, I was a
Abase
prefect.
late, saqala bese kathiwa, okay, Kelvin.
Hey, bro, I was like, I became like a good boy.
Oh, you got converted.
And
along
then
the way.
it's not being converted, but man, you know, I became a prefect for a short
Towards the
span
end of
of
the year.
time. You know, one of those nigga. But at the end of the day, is I was a prefect.
Ah, ikhona into zanga CV.
Hey, you should tell us this.
shucks,
You should tell us this.
That's a rags to
How
riches
true is
story.
that? Imagine
That's a rag
on
to
the
CV.
on the CV, they're looking at you like, yeah, man. Oh man, you worked at this. Oh, you were a prefect in primary. They don't freaking do that. They don't goddamn do that.
Hectic.
Anyway,
So yeah, so that's how. I don't know how you met them because when I actually thought you obviously knew them for a while,
Ah.
But yeah, then that's how. Yeah, then I think dance, like you're saying, is what we formed a community.
Yeah.
The community of dance like brought us together. We used to practice during break times. Verb trying to do backflips all the time.
Hey.
Yeah.
For real?
Angizama backflip esos khathi mfethu.
that's crazy, man.
I used to shoot at that time.
And I think a year later was protocol. A year or two later.
Yeah.
So you guys started sweating in high school,
And
like
that's-
with the shirts and everything during break time,
Hey.
going back to class, freaking wet
Yeah.
and everything.
Now I just remember. I remember I used to like wearing a t-shirt underneath, and it's because of those reasons. It's because masu ivesti ekudala imesi masujulile.
Yeah.
Awu masu kanje kushirt lesikole.
And that brown stain.
Oh
you
my
shit.
god! And when you have to watch the goddamn shirts, you have to hit these
Hey, yo,
freaking
man, you
places
gotta make
first.
sure.
Let's make sure, Baba. Else you got it's just
Keep
it's
it
always,
simple,
just have some brown thing. It's just a patch on the
Hey,
freaking
bro.
arm.
Then I
Yeah, I
think
know.
protocol. Then you met Calvin and the guys first.
Oh, cause yeah, I remember because TJ called me up for that.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I met TJ.
Shout out to TJ, man.
Yeah, man. Made a TJ from there. Then Kevin ngimkhumbula ehleli eBria at the gym. Khona igym ekhona.
Oh yeah.
Ehleli phansi. Thina solepa so dancer yena uhleli.
Cool kid.
Uhleli right apart.
And Calvin was
Chocolate
always
is
wearing this is his swag flip flops, 3/4 pants,
Yeah.
and
And,
a golf t-shirt.
Yeah, yeah. That was my fashion sense back then, and I used to literally feel
He
like
was
you know.
influenced by Dynamite Deep Lift dudes.
That's funny. That's funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's funny.
it.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's so weird because like I think after like just to speed past this it's obviously there's a big group after that.
Yeah.
Which was it's about 10.
Hey, bro, we had a lot of people, man.
Yeah, it was about 10 of us and
Yeah.
we were like really close.
Yeah.
Staying in each other's houses and
Every- yeah,
sessioning,
everything
garages,
like-
Oh my god.
Brides,
Hey.
traveling, losing money,
Even-
getting
even-
money, making DVDs.
Hey.
Even like staying over at Mawanda's place, and Ubabwake called us up and we sat down and he closed us like, and he asked us, what are we doing here? Wait, like, bro, at that age, imagine you sitting there. His dad, may he rest in peace, but his dad is like there, like, what are you doing here? You're like, oh, but Mawanda, you invited us here, but like, why is your dad asking us why we're here? Until your mom came in like, yo, no, man, like, yeah, I actually allowed them to come in, I was there like almost
Yeah, I
crapping
remember
my
your mom
pants. I
would
almost
get up
died
on
on
the
that night.
Bro, that was that was always an interrogation with
Yeah.
my dad. He brought his career home.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was a judge, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
And
every
I
ti-
felt it.
So when you're in
Yes,
trouble,
judge.
you always have to, testify your case.
You know,
and then watching us as
Opposite
well.
us is it's called Le Petit Playhouse.
yeah.
So it's a role play village and cafe for
Yeah.
kids.
Yep. And where we are right now is a VA Tugsten.
This is where this is where it goes down. Dudes, if you're looking to get married, Calvin.
Yeah.
Oi, listen, let me tell you something.
This is where you can get your rings. And they're literally, the prices are very reasonable. We right here at Durban North, so you guys can check them out actually online as well. But yeah, like the rings, if you're an athlete or you're someone that works with equipment, like Umawanda, no Kelvin, it's just It's all this weightlifting, man. They got equipment. They want to. So, guziring in a scratch. You know, this thing happens where you're going to scratch your ring. You know, next thing your wife is like, you're not taking care of your ring. You can come here to VA and get one of these, like, elastic ones. It's like, not elastic, but it's rubber. I'm sure
listen,
you've seen a lot of soccer players wear these.
It's a precious material that doesn't get easily scratched.
Yeah, so you can use this, and then on Sundays when you go to church, then wear your.
Only wear your rings on Sundays. Wow. Only on Sundays.
No, we wear rings
any
all the
other
time.
day
No,
of
no,
the
we
week,
wear them
nah.
all the time. It's just that we just
Only on the
reserve it.
Sunday, so they can see that you guys are married. Wow.
Trying to reserve.
Wow.
Trying to,
Reserve for what?
it's a precious ring. It needs to be stored. Gosh, I think it's my of it.
Don't bring me
nice
into
to me.
this. You know when
Oh,
someone,
nice.
you know when someone is sailing away on a boat alone.
Nice up it there.
But I hear you.
Yeah, but yeah, friendship. Next thing,
Next thing we were sessioning by
10. We were 10 to
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
I remember there was 10 of us, then there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
Right? What broke us up then, Gonj? Let us go.
Oh no, I think the some girl
Yeah.
went to another fam, flex fam.
Oh yeah.
Some girl went to
So
a
they're
flex
still dance
fam.
related, eh?
Yeah, and other people I think
TNT was like,
yeah,
I'm out.
yeah.
Oh yeah, our manager.
Yeah, TNT. Who left first, TNT or TJ?
I think
Guys,
I
TJ
think-
is TJ is BU
Yeah.
now. But
Wait,
it's hard
let
for
me
us
correct
to-
you guys on that one. TJ didn't leave. You guys left him. Remember?
Oh crap.
Yeah, and he sat you guys down, and it was a whole entire conversation, and you guys were like, and you were literally so stubborn. This guy saw some future. I'm not saying.
I
I'm not,
am
wait,
loyal.
Wait, please,
I am a loyal.
please don't get
person.
this wrong. I'm not saying like the thing was actually gonna fall apart, but he believed that like it's actually gonna like work out, and we were there like we're recruiting you, boy. We're recruiting you.
no,
So-
we stayed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
both of
stayed.
us stayed.
Yeah,
you guys
okay, yeah,
stayed.
we actually did
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
I think Nati, our ship. Okay, actually, we didn't even give context, guys. We're talking about dance cruise.
Yeah.
Oh,
we keep saying groups and 10 and
Sorry,
5.
sorry,
so
sorry,
all of this
sorry.
is a journey of our dance cruise. But before we formed our final dance crew,
Yeah.
there was protocol,
Yeah.
and there was a group of 10, and people left, started their a thing on the side.
Then
Very
pros-
nice.
And then,
stayed
po-
with
and then
things.
Prosenium.
Then-
Prosenium came
Then after
about, yeah.
that, Prosenium was formed, and then there was what 5, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Prosenium had a good like 7 people.
Yeah,
Or so.
yeah,
Kadastus
yeah,
and that.
yeah.
I had a good 7 people, and
Yeah.
then from there,
That Prosenium was the big friendship
yeah.
group.
Mm.
I think those are the people that we were with for. It's kasi seed, like.
100%.
Where the
That's-
traveling and stuff
That's
started
because
happening.
there was actually a lot of friendship. We'll talk about dance side and the things that we did there. I'm interested to find Uguti, what did you learn? So Prosenium, gosh, we were together for how many years?
Oh my God.
Nah,
Prosenium
that's- I
started
can't
backing them,
remember.
so we started a movement of people that just believed in using dance to influence and have impact,
Yeah.
and then that attracted another group of people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we did for quite some time. We made DVDs, we traveled, we taught a lot. We were just really passionate about empowering people. I think
Yeah.
that was our existence.
Even
and that was the ones that we
even though our
believed in.
traveling was a bit risky at times, but
We would risk. All of these are stories that you will hear.
Yeah.
But there came a time where we were specifically where I was staying in town, CBD, Durban CBD. All of us were sitting down, and I don't know if we saw it coming or we didn't, but that was the last time I think we sat together as a crew.
Oh yeah.
that
yeah,
day though.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that day
That was a
though.
hard
man.
day. What was your learning experiences leading up to that day and that day from a friendship aspect?
Okay, so what I realized, especially on as us as a group and as friends, is that it's nice sometimes for we were together through dance, or like how we've been saying,
Yeah.
dance was the main thing that was kind of getting us together and sahlani some dance, even if it was work stuff and working with Osha Marini,
Sure.
working with Umaspala, all these things that we were doing, the traveling was actually dance.
Yeah.
I feel like that day when everybody kind of said whether they wanted to continue or not with dance, that was the biggest test for the
Yeah.
group on whether sihlangane, because we really enjoy being with each other.
Or
Noma sihlangane because of this thing called umdance.
Yeah.
And in the journey of it as well. But I think we all saw it. Good see, some of us uthando lwani lesesiyenza was kind of like, depleting along the
Yeah.
way.
because at the same time, because at the same time, when you're doing something in the group,
Yeah.
you don't want to fall off or fall out. So you want to stay in there within that
Yeah.
circle. So I think for most of us, we had the pull of being in the group because obviously the love was depleting. The effort wasn't the same, but the mere fact that you want to be in there, you don't want to be left outside.
What we were definitely lucky with though is that everybody pulled their weight,
True.
even when
True.
they. Because
True.
I think it's the worst when you something and then only 2 people are like serious and then the others are just not even there.
Yeah.
I feel like Tina, although Abanye were not fully invested, but they still believed in it, and it just came to a point where they're like, I can't do this anymore. I want to start venturing out to something different and testing out something else in my life and seeing what's on this up.
That's true. I think it was such a tricky space because also, even though we were all together with dance and we all had a big brotherhood, looking at it now, looking back, you realize, Uguti, some of us are really looking for a sense of belonging and a sense of community.
True.
So we turned that community engane that we had into a long-term vision because it was like, okay, these are the people I want to build with, and these are the things that we want to do, etc. But I think the catch-22 or the challenge came when, leading up to that meeting, we hadn't fully expressed what we all wanted to do as our individual goals and where do we see
We
ourselves
never
in the
communicated that.
next 5-10 years.
Yeah.
So subconsciously, some people believed we all gonna push this together because at some point that was the conversation because
Yeah.
you in the hype, you're young, now after high school, after university, it's like times are changing.
Yeah.
But we didn't communicate in those transitions. Uguti, yo, I actually think I want to go do music videos, and that's what I love. When I was doing film here, I think it was for that. Or when I was doing this here, I actually want to open up a business and do this. So there was a breach of communication, and we still continued in the old vision, and we didn't update.
Yeah.
As-
Because cool.
Yes, we
like,
grew up.
But I think as well it was the fear of how can I say this? Like we didn't communicate like our stuff, but at the same time we like, yeah, but I know they know we are actually moving in the same direction. It was a matter of if you actually go to whatever you wanted to do. For me personally, I felt like it's almost like I'm leaving like a gap behind.
Yeah.
In a sense where it's almost like I'm ditching you guys.
Yeah.
Because obviously we always feel like that. So we that's why most of us, well for me, like we stayed around like, yeah, but I know I love poetry, I love music, I love doing so and so. But at the same time, I can't ditch my friends now because we all have one ambitious goal that we want to accomplish. And now I'm moving to do something else. It's almost like I'm just like ditching the guys. So it's one of those things.
What is it like mixing, like, for you guys, like mixing business or your passion and career with friendship?
Based on that context or in general? Based on
Just on the learning experience, like now, like where you are, what is it like? Like, do you feel like just even like,
I think
is it a good idea? Because a lot of young people and a lot of guys, especially when they want to get into business, the person that they trust is their friend or whatever that they're doing, So like, out of the experience of working with so many people, in a group of friends, like,
if I would have to start, I would say for me personally, business and friends is a no-go. Like when you do like straight up business, like it's a no from what I've learned, because there are certain things that I cannot communicate to you, because I feel like you're my friend. I can't break. As much as we will say, I'm gonna be real, like I'm gonna be honest, like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you're in there, it's almost like, oh crap, I trust you to do certain things, but now if I keep coming back and tell you soon, hey, stop doing this, you need to do, and start pulling it, then it becomes an issue. Then it'll put a bit of a strain on the relationship.
Yeah.
Because it'll outpour to some other things. So for me personally, I would say it's a no-go. Friendship, business, separate. If there is a point where you guys do some business, it mustn't be something that's like permanent. Could be like a collaboration at that time and then go our separate ways. For me.
That's interesting. It's such a good question. Yeah.
So if it's as money, my cat could be I'm not done.
So, so now you're looking at the way I put the mic. Now you're looking to change.
Oh my god, bro, guys, you don't understand. I've never been so serious in my life, but like just talking like this. And then your friend is like, okay,
It's
my
so
mic.
fitting my car. What's the point? So
Oh, that's
easy.
it, man.
Easy like
That's
that.
how it is, man.
I
That's how
think-
it is. Yeah.
I think my perception over the years has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm realizing ukuthi, when you do business with a friend, or sometimes not even a friend, you're actually doing business with all of Usanda.
Sure.
I think the challenge with it's so powerful. I was listening to Uvusi the other day, and they say they were asking how does he separate his personal life, his business life, etc. And that's why when you hire, they ask for a role. What role do you wanna? Because you're expected to play a certain role within the business, but it doesn't mean that's fully you.
Yeah.
The challenge with going into business is that you're going to business with a full person.
Yeah.
So I go into business with Umanda who's lost his dad, who's had to hustle, who's had to do this, who has a certain perception of life, a certain perception of doing things, etc. I think for me, understanding the person that you're going into business with is more important than are they friends or not. Yes, when you're friends, it does bring a very big challenge and a very big dilemma.
Yeah.
Which is the part I'm wary of. So as the years went by, the context is in which we'll do business or a business transaction or going to a business deal, I scrutinize it even more to understand what's the best case scenario is going to be this or the worst case scenario is going to be this. And I think I'm much better now at communicating expectations, at communicating if things go wrong, how do we do this? How do we not do this? How does this not affect our personal lives? And finding ways to see where do we draw the line.
Yeah.
It was a challenge for me growing up. I was always
Yeah.
outspoken, etc. But really communicating, it still is now. Most of the time, I'm just like, it's cool, whatever. But it's a work in progress. But I think for me, the important part is, am I going to be able to truly communicate my expectations? If things go wrong, if things go right, this is what I can commit to. This is what I can't commit to. This is what capacity I have, and this is the capacity I don't have. I think it saves the friendship and the challenges as things go by.
As the context I noticed, in a way, it's like your guys' points are valid, and I'm going to add to it. Connie, eating I noticed, if you have, like, if you know, you have a secret, friend. I say friend / mentor.
whoa.
Gang is YouTuber.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have a secret friend.
A secret friend / mentor. But he said something to me this one time. Ufige, you sometimes need to identify who you can speak to give off your frustrations of whatever that you have in life or business or your career.
Sure.
And you need to be able to understand who's that. You can't do that to someone that's unable to, that's very emotional.
Sure,
You have a
sure.
friend that if you tell them, yo man, I'm doing A, B, and C, and this guy is just ruining things for me. You don't want someone, you want to tell someone it's gonna go, some say again, man, some said.
But who's
You don't,
that?
yeah, you want someone that's gonna probably be like, okay, Wednesday, and you're like, and say, okay, I'm sure it was hurtful, but also be able to control that anger of yours.
And analyze the whole situation.
Analyze the whole situation, and also give you solid advice on what to do. But sometimes not even advice, but just be able to listen to you.
Yeah,
And by the time
yeah,
uqeda ukukhuluma
yeah,
naye,
yeah.
uhambe ugrand.
Yeah.
And then khona omunye omunenkinga owazi ukuthi ene, if you go to this friend and you tell them about your problem, they're able to sit down and analyze every situation and then give you advice, like proper advice. And now you're batemba with the
Sure,
advice because maybe they have an experience in that specific area.
100%.
Yabo? And then there's a friend, of when you want to plan something great, like now you want to have a good time, and you're like, yo,
But you know that person can actually pull through.
Yeah,
for
you're like, yeah, you know that
Yeah.
person. We're like, yeah, man, like Gambella, we haven't done anything.
Sure.
Let's do something
Yeah.
now. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay,
You know.
gotcha.
So I feel like for us, I think we didn't really apply that, but ukula kwethu, we kind of were able to analyze.
Sure.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna give you an example. Cube, Cube for me, Cube I got when in times we were friends, like close friends. He was that person that will make me feel like a superstar.
No,
Yeah,
he was. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Cube
Yeah.
was one of the best hype men you can
Yo.
ever come across.
Shout
man.
out to Cube.
Yo.
Shout
out to you, man. Hey.
Direct to Cube.
Hey.
That
Black
guy,
boy,
let me
black
tell
boy
you
now.
something. That guy would walk into a room, bro. You'll be wearing like one of the most techiest things you can ever come.
Bro.
But you walking like,
Bro,
Like-
and he's not, but things are
Bro.
quite easy.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just,
yeah,
he
yeah,
can
yeah.
somehow see it's okay. Uphume endlini, lento egqokile, it's out of the ordinary.
But
Ngiyayibona, ngiyayicophoza.
ish.
Yeah.
You know?
He was able to find what people may deem as weird to you. He'll see it as a good characteristic.
100%.
about you.
100%, 100%.
Now, umuntu kanjalo, if you've performed badly in something, like let's say with your partner, you've done
Yeah.
something bad to your partner,
Yeah.
and you know ngaphathi ukuthi into engenzile i-wrong, but let me just double check if I was wrong or right. If you go to someone, maybe not Cube, but someone that's similar, that has the
Yeah.
similar characteristics as a Cube, I feel like that's when mhlampe ingaqala uba neyinkinga in your relationship, because he may hype you up, but also when you leave that
Downplay.
person, it's gonna ruin
Yeah.
the nto onayo nopartner wakhe,
Yeah.
and then eventually you're gonna kind of see ukuthi lo muntu lona fethu
Because you
umnikeli
might
vasebhedayo.
end up hyping the wrong thing.
Exactly.
Sure.
That's very powerful.
Sure.
You know, exactly.
Sure.
But Nina, I want to find out from you guys, yeah.
Okay, will you compartmental for you?
Mina sengishilo mina.
No, for us. you should- for
Ah,
us.
sengishilo mina.
Which is which friend?
Sengishilo mina. Sengishilo. Yenze something of you.
No, for us.
bro,
Ah, yeah,
It's
exactly.
not-
We speak about
you understand? I was sitting there like, who's the secret friend? Because I'm going to that because you got no such thing. 'Cause you're gonna explain-
We know. we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
but like we want to know who.
But not in a bad way. Like,
But like,
Sengshi.
Uba no
in
one.
your, right
In
now,
your,
what do you feel? Like, it's
Who
actually
is-
I also try and
Like
Yeah.
between you two.
Yeah.
who is which in which category would you say?
Who falls into?
All right.
Oh my God, I hope I fall into a one good.
And when I now thinking
There's
I
no good or bad category.
Alright.
To be honest, there's no good or bad category.
Okay.
I got
To
that.
be honest,
Jokes, man.
let's say, if only you guys could give me like a scenario, man. Like I think it'll be easier to let you guys
But
know.
you said the scenarios. You said Uguti.
Yeah, like another one.
Eh,
Abo-
I have one, but the one is
Nina
different.
hype. Bro, let me tell you something. I know too. And the hyper, let me tell you, don't overhype. Nina, when something is good, like, and when something is really good, and you guys tell me, Guti, sense lento yenzile
Yeah.
into him, that's when I know what I know. I did well.
Sure,
Abo.
sure.
If I did, let's make an example on social media. If I did something and I think it's really cool,
Sure.
and I get a like from you guys,
Yeah,
I know it's a support.
sure.
When I got a comment from you guys,
Yeah.
that's when I know what's high.
Okay.
Okay, I get
it's
you, I get
actually
you.
it's
Yeah.
actually good. Like
Yeah.
it's either of the standard of what I'm doing, or it's really good.
Or it touched you personally as an individual.
Yeah,
as well. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I want spontaneous fun, Calvin is a definite. If Calvin is unavailable for ite kanjalo, I don't get offended because
Sure.
it should be.
Sure.
If I need a quick strategy, I would go to
Definitely.
Omar.
Definitely.
And it's because
100%.
it's just because of how you guys
100%.
are. I got.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
No, we
there's
get
there's
it. Yeah,
nothing
we
bad.
get it.
Yeah, and food's
100%.
drunk. It's like it's a quick strategy. It's because in my situation, I feel like Kelvin, like, and again, we're just talking. Yeah?
Sure.
If I tell you something, you're the kind of person that goes, sure, all right, and you want to think about it.
Definitely.
And like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, let's see how we're gonna sort this out. You'll ask questions.
Yeah.
And again, if I want someone that's gonna not like
Put pressure,
tell me
yeah.
Uguti, when they're
Yeah.
wrong or not, you're also a good person to go to. If I want a quick reaction or an analysis of what's happening
Yeah.
and a quick information that I need now, then yeah.
100%. Makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. It actually spot on.
No, it makes
Like, it
spot
makes
on.
sense, it makes sense.
I knew it was gonna be a bit obvious,
Yeah.
but also there's obviously gonna be sections to
Yeah.
it.
Khona okunye Julius ngezikwazi
Ukhuluma.
ukukhuluma
But
ngakho,
yeah,
you know?
but yeah, I
like
get it.
obviously on camera,
Yeah.
but it goes deep, you know what I mean? I really
It
Yeah,
does go
yeah,
deep.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
also perceptions changed over the years of understanding each other.
Sure.
And also the deeper the friendship goes, you realize it's even when stuff hits the fan and it's like something really deep, you also realize our reactions are also different. over
Different,
the
yes,
years.
100%,
Change up
100%,
And we
100%.
perceive things differently.
Because even just talking about that, like even like back then at the time when you have to come to either one of us, not to put this in a bad light, but you know when you are like so invested like to being a Christian boy, like
Yeah.
so invested. I'm not saying this out of like, but I'm saying like there's certain things that you cannot, like you have to react in a certain way like a Christian boy.
Yeah.
Like you need like
That's-
one example. Like I had like a pregnancy scare. Just an example. Like if I have to go to Senzo or Mawanda, like at that time they would have given me a Christian response. Like it wouldn't
What are
be
you
like,
doing?
Yeah,
Why are you doing
yeah,
this?
like why did
You
you?
need to
Oh, wait,
repent.
yeah, you get me. But
But I
also,
also think not all the time. I think sometimes we ukura over the years.
that's
change perception.
yeah, that's what
Sometimes
that's why I was going with that. Yeah.
you think like, you should even back then. Sometimes you think like for me this is what was always the case because I know I was always perceived almost like that most of the time amongst the group. For me,
100%.
if it's something extreme, you never get that response from me. If it's something that's almost dumb, then I'll be like,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
but
that-
if you come with me with something heavy, I'll actually sit down and you'll never hear no. I think even probably now.
Yeah.
But I get true.
Yeah.
No, sorry, man. Like just because of a little bit of time, we kind of not trying to give you guys too much, but we will eventually
Get into
lengthen
it.
these things out.
Yeah.
What do you guys think are the two things that breaks up friendship?
Oh, I would say communication is one of them. I'm sorry, communication and expressing yourself. It's just like one thing. You're able to deal with the situation, whatever situation you guys are going through. Number two, I'd say, oh my God.
But don't think us as well. Like just in
Like in
just
general.
about or mhlampe, yeah, or mhlampe khona izinto that we stayed away from because we've seen ukuthi what it does to certain relationships and friendships.
But at most for me, there's always like an individual that is involved.
When you
When you think about like, there's always that
Oh,
one,
yeah.
like the individual that is involved in causing a breakup or whatnot, or over
Yeah.
someone, or over what one person said to the other. For me, I would say like a lot.
That's a good question. I think it's a lot of we can come up with a lot of reasons, but for me, one of the two roots. I think there's a lot of roots. One of the two roots is trust, trust and communication. I think they go hand in hand because it's either you break the trust through uncommunicated expectations,
Yeah.
or you knew the communicated expectations, but you still broke the trust.
Yeah,
I
or
think
ignore it altogether.
Yeah, I think it's one of those two.
True.
And weirdly, I mean, communication is it's not an easy thing you realize over time.
Yeah.
I think for me, I know, I just I'm like, okay,
Well, let me
cool.
tell you something about
Carry on.
Mawanda. Mawanda used to be crap when it comes to communicating. Oh my God, this guy will store some stuff within him. Like
How many percentage has he gone up by?
for
You sure on but communication you say he used to
used. Oh no, now it's better. Now I'm not gonna
But how
lie.
many percent?
Hey, oh, just a few, but
Yeah,
But
my
it's better.
communication is.
But it's better.
I have good in general communication.
yeah,
Talking about
yeah,
put
yeah,
me in
yeah,
a
yeah,
room,
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
survive.
yeah.
I'll keep it flowing. I'm not so great.
Okay,
with-
wait. Sorry. Let me be specific. Opening up Mawanda is so not good at opening up.
Actually, it's the total. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what my challenge is. I actually don't have a problem with opening up. If you notice, if you ask me anything, I'll tell you. Honestly speaking,
But
I think
but with opening up, like I don't need to always ask you. Yeah, I'll pause. Like I don't have to always ask you questions. Like at some point, like I would like come to Sense or come to you and be like, hey bro, you know, so and so just happened, man. I don't like that. You know, like.
I think mine is different. I mean, my challenge is with Portla, which is going to be so weird again. Usually, I want to find out what's happening with you, and then I'll tell you what's happening with me. But it doesn't look like Portla because we both put something on the table.
I get that.
Every time I meet up with you, Sans, I'll be like, Sans, what's happening, bro?
Yeah.
What's happening with this?
Yeah, you ask a lot of questions.
And then in return, I'll be like, hey, you know, I'm struggling with this, and I'm having with this, and then I think because of that, I realize, Uguti, it doesn't look like I'm actually venting because I don't come out and I'm like, hey, you know, this is which is I think it's good, but it's also a flaw at times because I also need to get into that space of saying, hey, it's okay, it's just maybe not always ask questions and be like, what I'm not good at is saying like something I'm either upset about or maybe not upset within the friendship, for example. I'm not really like saying things isn't that I'm upset about or calling or pointing this out and saying, oh, this has been happening now. No. The two of you agree to that. I'm not. So, for example, you guys would call me out for meetings and for coffee and be like, hey, this was happening. But I've never done that because it's, I don't know, I'm not great at that.
Yeah.
I end up thinking for you and I'm like,
We've noticed that though. I think that's also like a key thing just for
because even with that, like Usens will tell me all the time, like probably obviously we vented up about each other. Like, hey, so I'll be like, I was like I got pulled at that time for it. Like, man, I pulled. And Shanz will tell me, like, Verb will tell me, like, bro, just because someone else is doing something doesn't mean like you have to have the same expectation. That's the type of person that they are.
Yeah.
Just like learn how to like invite it into your own life and just move with it, man. Because you can't force someone to do certain things.
It's true. I don't think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Because I think the challenge, Nako, is that, for example, let's say 3 times you'll sit me down and call me out to Guti. I wasn't sharing the milk when I was the only one.
And we've done that.
The challenge about it is that
Umi says, "Nima clamp."
It's like son. It's like son.
Oh,
Oh man, all about that money. All about the milk.
But the challenge is when that situation, for example, happens with one of you guys.
Yeah.
The challenge is I won't say anything.
Sure, true.
Yeah, bro. So now, subconsciously, it almost seems like I'm the bad friend because I'm always called out for meetings. But the challenge is when I'm like, hey, Sense is going through this. Oh,
Let me give you space.
Yeah. So you notice, I've never consciously called out.
We're in therapy right now.
No. I'm trying to get to. I also, over time, I take responsibility because I realize it's mostly not my friend's problem. It's a problem. I think it's a process I'm still getting by. To actually be like, yo, gents, when this and this happened, hey, you know. This wasn't cool. This wasn't. I also like to justify things for people in my head too much.
Yeah. As it's hitting me now, Uti, do you think maybe like now, like with our generation, and maybe the younger ones, where they always wanna show their friends Uti background, like everything's fine, like through maybe what they have, and when they meet up, like they don't wanna be real on how the situation is.
Yeah, true.
You know, that they just like, they want to rock up looking good, rock up at the club, you're smiling. Most of the time they see them at the club.
Sure.
Most of the time they see them at the event, but it's never like real conversations.
Yeah, of what's actually happening.
Yeah, do you think there's a lack of that? Or like real conversations between men?
Between men.
Okay, between men.
Friends, actually.
Actually, between friends nowadays, yeah, I would say that is the case because you always want to come in you always want to put your best foot forward. That's how they say it, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like most people now actually try to do that. There's less communication whatsoever.
Yeah.
As long as I come in wherever we're going, grand, but I know when I go back home, you can.
I think
But
it depends on the type of communities you're around. I think for some people they do.
Oh, I don't cry,
communicate.
by the way. Yeah. So.
What?
Yeah.
They do communicate amongst each other.
Sure.
And Bayasizana, I would think, just from my perception, in the bigger spectrum of Izinto, I think there is a lot of that going on because we live in a very superficial world nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, when people see verb on Instagram, they expect that same verb to be, you know, you in person type of thing.
In that way, I thought you were taller.
I actually felt that. I could tell that it's deep.
As someone told me that last week, I thought that was like I used to get that a lot, but now it's still. I thought you were taller.
Yo, that's the I
But
felt
yeah,
that.
man.
It
How
still
was
happens.
that?
But
How
yo,
was your
also, I'm
response?
sure you remember Kelvin. Jason said something to us last week about the men that went to the wars. I'm sure you can help us out. Jason, do you remember what you told us last week about the whole wars, the men that went to?
Yes.
Yeah, like how did it go? You said that the men that went to.
So the guys that went to Vietnam,
The guys
Yeah.
that went to
Oh,
Vietnam
that one. Yeah.
the guys that came back from World War II.
World War
Yeah.
versus the guys that went to World War
Guys
II.
from World War II came back. It took them like months to get back on the ship. So they spoke about their what
Feelings,
they'd been
yeah.
through,
Yeah.
who had been shot and killed in front of them. So those guys hardly had any emotional problems like PTSD and that type of stuff. Vietnam, they just flew them back straight away.
Yes.
They can't talk amongst
Yes.
men.
Yes.
But men need to talk amongst men.
Yeah.
What was the effects of them not speaking when they just flew them back?
PTSD.
PTSD,
Oh my
serious
God.
emotional. It's like the guys from Afghanistan that is too quick.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
unwind, offload.
They just kept it in, man.
Yeah.
all right.
Which probably is the same. Like that
Wait,
would probably affect us
let's
now.
reiterate it. So what happened is there's the guys from the Vietnam War and the World War II War. The guys from the World War II War, before they actually went back onto their ships to go back home, they
Yeah.
had time to just chill as men, speak about how hard it was,
The
killing people, the
yeah.
experience, cried if they had to.
Yeah.
Versus the people from the guys from the
We just
Vietnam
went
War.
back home.
We just got put in a plane and we went back home. The guys from World War II had less sort of like they didn't take a lot of emotional or or
Baggage.
psychological things that they
Yeah.
experienced back home. Whereas the guys from the Vietnam War,
Yeah,
the
they were struggling
PTSD, there was a lot of trauma involved, which speaks to again
Yeah,
speaking about the things
Makes sense though. I think like that's how I also feel like people really need to learn how to invest in good friendships. Like I know it's hard. Like I've heard this a lot, especially when it comes to females. Like they're always on some. It's hard to make friends or
Yeah.
you can't trust people.
You know why?
What?
You know why? Because when a girl walks in for them, I don't like her attitude. I don't like her atmosphere. I don't like her aura. She didn't even say nothing to you. Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
That's a topic for another.
That's a topic for another day.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Like I wish we could like share like maybe like stuff that people can do, but we won't have enough time for that, honestly. you know?
Yeah.
But if you have a friend,
Hey man,
you just
like
gotta, especially for a guy, man, you
Yeah, well-
gotta keep them. You gotta open up to.
Yeah,
I think we've
but-
seen a lot happening there in South Africa, especially with
Yeah.
the AKA,
hey man.
Go Costa Teach, and you know.
Yeah.
But also the suicidal, those are the
Yeah.
things that have been happening with all the celebrities. You know, like you really need to have a group of friends with you when those kind of things happen. Also, it's good for your family.
I think into like what people like don't know, like, and I think we've told like a few people about this, like, hey man, we've worked for this relationship, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, we really invested in it. We actually had conversations. If I don't feel like Mana did me good or Sandra did me good for a certain reason, out for coffee, sit down, communicate. Talk
Yeah.
about what, hey bro, like you're doing A, because I remember we had one with you. I remember, because at the time I think you were holding stuff in and whatnot, and we were like, Manda's not talking to us, like we don't know what's going on, because at times like he would have certain situations happen and we'll see it's okay, something is affecting him, but he's not talking about it. Yeah, bro. So we had to like sit him down, like, yo, my guy, what's popping? What's
And
happening?
actually
Like,
dig
yeah,
and check out what's
exactly.
happening.
Like, what's happening? Because we're trying to like enjoy it, but it's not coming off as enjoy because you literally going through something right now. Yeah, but we need you to like vent more.
Yeah.
And with that was us investing in that relationship, man, to actually say we need to talk, we need to like come closer, whatever was going on at the time. And look at us now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, bro.
Hey man, my friendship. You can be the let's cut.
No, this is to be continued, man.
Yeah, I know,
we-
definitely.
Part two.
If you're listening and you're enjoying this, we're probably gonna it's probably gonna release late, but there's gonna be topics that we're gonna be speaking about, Asanda Slaughter as well at Underground Radio. Some of the stuff will be, continued here at the actual podcast. Let me know if you want us to bring this guy back. You see this one here with the green shirt? Let us know if we should bring him back.
Guys, please vote for me. 350 006. Mawada. At some point, this was verbal, so you think you can dance.
Yeah.
Conversation for every time. After you dance, you say,
I'm trying to catch my breath.
He was sweating on stage.
Hey man.
hey, bro, we've been through a lot. Eh?
Hey.
man.
Hey, we had to finish our airtime. Used to get on buses, sleep on the bonnet.
Hey.
Just to go support. But anyways, man.
Yeah, man.
Even me. Do you want me to come back, guys?
Stand up now.
My heart,
And that
this is
Calvin's
why.
always gonna-
This is why I always get abused.
Calvin is always going to be here, man. Hopefully, Umana can make it through again. In conclusion, this I got from AI. AI wrote me a conclusion for this podcast.
Yo, listen.
It says,
Okay.
friendship is a remarkable journey filled with love, joy, and personal growth. By understanding the value of friendship, cultivating essential qualities, embracing effective communication, and adapting to digital age, we can create and maintain meaningful connections that enrich our lives. Remember, the art of friendship lies in the shared experiences, support, laughter that we bring into each other's lives.
Ooh,
Shucks.
yes,
I think what really got me about that whole thing is the fact that Verb can read English.
Wait. You remember?
We
Cube.
are out.
Oh, Cube.
Thank you
Cube.
so
Oh,
much.
Cube used
Shout
to
out
tell
to you
this
guys.
guy
Please
for a good
subscribe.
amount of years that he
We're
can't
gonna
speak
upload
English.
again
And
next
this
week.
guy started
I'm about to
believing
switch
it.
off these guys'
This guy
mics.
started
I have the
believing it.
power
For
here.
good-
We're
Cube
gonna
never rested
and
a
also
day.
please listen to
Cube never
the
rested a day
Underground
to tell
Lunch
this guy,
every
hey, you don't know how to speak
every
English.
Wednesday 12 to 2 p.m.
Yeah, man.
With Asanda
Joining the
Slaughter and
outro
Verb
saying,
Bhengu. This is Senzo Bhengu, Calvin Gorke.
Mawanda Mapumulo.
Yep, and
I can speak English.
we'll be back again probably. But see you next time, the next podcast.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
Good.
Let me tell you something. I didn't know this thing was. Yo, my friend's podcast.
I was so worried about this.